All right, let's do more. Let's do more. It's so fun and it's so easy. Let's just keep doing more and more. You have to know all these power rules. And frankly, we're going to be doing them so much, it'll be like breathing. It'll be so easy. But you have to practice, 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 practice. This is such a big deal. So my original function is 2w cubed plus 9w squared minus 6w plus 4. Now here's the deal. And help me solve this. And in the book right now, they're going to make you do a whole lot of extra work we're not going to do. Remember that the sum and difference rule? We're going to take this derivative plus this derivative minus this derivative plus this. We're not going to go through and try to find and write a bunch of notation. Your goal is to be efficient with your math. So I'm not going to go in there. We're not going to do a bunch of crazy stuff. Take this derivative. It's the power rule, right? Bring the 3 in front. So this is 2 times 3, w squared. And honestly, if you write a 6, I am down for that. Do you see that? Plus 9 times 2, w minus. Remember, we said anytime you just have the w, you just write the coefficient. And then I know this constant goes to 0. So you get 6w squared plus 18w minus 6. And honestly, I would have been 100% on board if you wouldn't have written this line and just gone straight to here. Right? 2 times 3, you know that. Subtract 1 from it. 9 times 2 is 18, you know that. Subtract 1 from it. And then you just got your negative 6. Cool, right? Wow, look how revolutionized we're getting with our derivatives. We're going to be derivative champions of the universe. I feel it. All right, here's example 4. Find the generic slope of the tangent line. What's a slope of the tangent line? It's a derivative. Yeah, but we don't have to do limits anymore to get it. Here's my function. 2x cubed minus a 15x squared plus 24x. What is my derivative? 6x squared minus a 30x plus 24. That just happened. It is so amazing, right? Here's something I want to point out to you that's a huge deal. You have to show notation. This is a function. It is denoted by f of x. This is a derivative. You have to put that prime up there. You can't just write equals and then write the answer. I'm not going to accept that. You have to show your notation. You have to. All right? If you don't, I'm going to take points off. So keep that in mind. I'm going to change my colors up. All right? Now, here, I've got my derivative. Here's a question. For what values of x does the line tangent to the graph have a slope of 6? What are we talking about? Tangent slope. What is that again? That's the derivative. Yes, it is. So this problem is kind of backwards than what we have been doing, because typically we say, write the equation of a line at this specific point, right? And you have to figure out what the slope is. This problem is giving you the slope, right? So that tells me that my derivative is equal to 6 because that is my slope. You see that? All right, so now, it's just a quadratic, so we're kicking our algebra skills up a notch here. Minus 6 from both sides. 6x squared minus 30x plus, what is that, 18? All right, Now there's a 6 in common. So factor x squared minus 5x plus 3. If I divide both sides by 6, I get x squared minus 5x plus 3 equals 0. And doggone it, that's not going to factor, is it? There is nothing I can do with 3 that's going to get me that 5. That's no problem. Because if we can't factor, we know quadratics. What's another way you can solve a quadratic? The quadratic formula. You're exactly right. So let's do this thing. So x is equal to negative b, right? And our b is here negative 5. It's already negative. So I've got 5 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. All right? Okay, clean it up. 5 plus or minus the square root here of 25 minus 12. What's 25 minus 12? 13. Oops, I got excited about that, didn't I? All over 2. Well, and I can't break down that square root of 13, can I? So, that is where. So, it's not on a pretty little grid, is it? But that's where. Where x is 5 plus the square root of 13 divided by 2, I have a slope of 6. Where I have 5 minus the square root of 13 over 2, I have a slope of 6. I have a slope of 6 in 2 different places. If you can't factor, just do the quadratic formula. I'm going to write it here just to make sure. Plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. In case you forgot that, I'll put it right there just so you can have it in your notes. All right, cool. Cool. The derivative has tons of ways you can do it. Enjoy that. Enjoy it a lot.